بسم الله والحمد لله حمدا كثيرا طيبا مباركا فيه كما يحب ربنا ويرضاه، وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين، ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. يا عبد الله, it is upon you as a servant of Allah to be a worshipper of Allah, to be a servant of Allah, to serve Him, to worship Him as He deserves to be worshipped. As it is mentioned, وَلَا تَمُتُّنَّ إِلَّا وَأَنْتُمْ مُسْلِمُونَ. Don't you die except in the state of Islam. Islam هو استسلام لله. Islam is submission to Allah, Ya Abdullah. As Allah mentions in the Quran, إِنَّ الدِّينَ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ Islam. Verily, the religion with Allah is Islam. It is upon you to be upon this way, Ya Abdullah, to be upon this way, to learn it as best as you can, right? To memorize as much as you can. You understand?
Yes.
As it is mentioned from the statement of Usul al-Sunnah, al-Usul al-Sunnah عند تمسك بما كان عليه أصحاب رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. The foundation and the principles of the Sunnah, according to us, are clinging to the rope of Allah, clinging to the rope of Allah, right? Clinging to what the companions of the message of Allah were upon, and taking them as the example. It is upon you to learn, right? Make sure that you stay with the Quran. Make sure that you memorize it. You understand?
Yeah.
Make sure that you don't go a day without reciting the Quran. Right? Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Make sure that you make this Quran the most dearest thing to you. That the Quran, this is your companion. This is your best friend. You understand? The Quran is your companion.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
And make sure that you follow up on the things that you learn. Right? Learning how to pray. When you're alone by yourself, making the wudu properly so that you can pray. Tayyib? You're 13 now. This is a must, and it is upon you to understand the basics of the religion. Certain aspects and things that you should know. Ar-Rububiyyah. Remember we went over this? وَمَعْنَا رُبُوبِيَّةً. What is Rububiyyah? إفراد الله بأفعال. To sing Allah out with His actions. That only He deserves, only He is worthy of these actions, of being the creator. Right? Allah is the one who creates and sustains, and He is the giver of life, and the one who causes the person to die, and the one who provides. He is the provider, right? So this is a must that you learn this aspect as well. And Tawheedul Uluhiyyah, right? As Tawheedul Uluhiyyah, worshiping Allah alone, to be a worshipper of Allah, to be a servant of Allah. Abdullah, what that means? Means that you are a servant of Allah, you are a slave of Allah. As Allah mentions in the Quran, وما خلقت الجن والإنس إلا ليعبدون. I have not created the jinn and mankind except to worship me. He has created you. Stop. He has only created you to what? To worship him.
To worship him.
Right? He has only created you to worship him. لا إله إلا الله. ما معنى لا إله إلا الله؟ لا معبود بالحق إلا الله. That there's no true deity that has the right to be worshipped in truth except Allah. There's no true deity that deserves this worship except Allah alone. Right? So it is a must that you worship him alone. And understand what this affair of uluhiyya is, of worshiping Allah alone. You are a slave of Allah, you are a worshipper of Allah. معنى أسماء وصفات. What is al-asma' wa sifat? The names and the attributes of Allah. Right? These are the names and the attributes of Allah. So you call on him by those names. Al-Razaq. Right? Al-Razaq, or the provider. Right? Only Allah provides. Only Allah, He is the one who provides for His servant. It is a must that you learn these basic aspects of the religion. Of learning how to pray. Of learning how to make wudu. Very important, Ya Abdullah. Naam. And it's not befitting or it's not appropriate that you stay the same of not knowing anything. Learning these different aspects of the religion so that you can worship Allah correctly, properly, with the correct understanding. Naam. وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم.